What's going on, guys? Frank Fanelli here, and this is my 10-year celebration video. I put this thing together to cover the last 10 years of me working on cars, capturing all the big stuff, the highlights, the cool things that you probably have seen, and maybe some stuff you haven't. All the places I've been, people I've met. It's pretty incredible when I look back at all the things I've done, and I want you guys to share in this moment with me. So without further ado, here we go. Here we are, guys. 10 years ago, October 23rd, 2013, I bought the Z28, took it home. My brother Carmine messing around in North Carolina. This became my canvas to start teaching myself paint and body work and how to really restore cars.
Engine back together. Gotta crank it up the first time. See how it goes.
I was so awkward. I put these Edelbrock aluminum heads on this car. It didn't wind up making it perform much better at all. It didn't really sound much better. But as you can see, I was super pumped. That's all that mattered, right? Watch out, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Camaro restoration.
This was literally the first time I ever used a dual action sander and started working on a car to get it prepped down for paint and body work on my own. So it was a big learning process for me here, as you can see. Kind of didn't know what the hell I was doing, and that's part of what this Z28 was for me. It was a huge learning process along the way.
We're gonna spray the bumper tonight. Front bumper remains, and that'll be it.
On fire. I'm looking at the package.
On October 15th, I have got the car ready to paint.
So this was almost a year later, and yeah, as you see, I got that car ready to paint. I did everything backwards. I did engine work and suspension stuff first, interior. Should have just done all this stuff the right way the first time, but how are you gonna know until you actually do it your first time, right?
And the car for success. So this way we get a nice, even, clean application of paint.
And this is my first time painting a car completely on my own. I had gotten to spray a little bit with my Uncle Joe. He taught me some basics a couple years before, but here I am just kind of figuring out as I go once again. Should have been wearing a full bodysuit, a little better PPE, but this is it. I love painting cars, and I think it laid down pretty well. That car came out pretty good. Bodywork wasn't perfect, but the paint looked nice.
All right, first clear coat is on. Looking pretty nice and shiny. Oh yeah, baby. Look at that Camaro. Look at that. Look at that. All right.
Freshly unmasked, it was looking good. You hear that whining sound? The engine had a gear drive for the cam instead of a normal timing chain set. That engine was such a dud. So the car was done. It was looking beautiful. I was so excited about it to show my family. Road trip from Fort Bragg, North Carolina up to Long Island. You can see me here in Times Square. I turn around to go leave on the Jersey Turnpike and the car just dies. The gear drive went out and I wound up being stuck on the side of the road. The gears just jammed up and cam couldn't spin anymore. Tow truck finally came, but it took all night because the insurance company couldn't get one that would go between New York and New Jersey, and it was miserable. So the car wound up back in front of my mom's, and it just waited for like 5-6 months until I had a 383 stroker sent to my Uncle Joe's. And here you can see us installing that stroker motor. It was from Blueprint Engines. It was an awesome engine.
Up and running, got it going, sounding good. Yeah,
So this is me and my Uncle Joe taking the maiden voyage in the Z after we got the new 383 stroker put in it. You can see his badass 57 Chevy in the background. Always admired that car growing up. And kind of a dream come true for me, cruising my own little hot rod against my uncle's. We were driving down to Belmore train station for the little cruise nights. If you're a Long Islander, you know what I'm talking about. enough, Uncle Joe. That was awesome. After the car was broken, drove it back down to North Carolina, and it was kind of a dog still, so I wound up upgrading MSD ignition, a bigger 750 Holley carburetor, and really woke the car up. Kind of turned into a burnout machine. Hell yeah, that thing did make a lot of good smoke. So I had to do it again. March of 2015, I found another Z28 and picked that car up. So I found this thing on Craigslist. I went to go check it out. It was a 4-speed car, my first ever stick shift car. The guy wouldn't even let me drive it on the test drive. He played it off like this clutch was really sticky and I wouldn't figure it out. And what naive 25-year-old that just wants a car knows that, right? So you can hear the engine. Total dud. Absolutely overpaid for this car. Wound up needing to pull that engine and rebuild a new one.
See if it happens or not.
But there I was, flip-flops and all, yanking out that old junky 350, and then it actually helped out because it set me on my course to rebuild my first ever engine.
Out. Job well done. We're a few minutes away from getting ready to drop the engine into the black 80Z. It's been a long time coming. Hopefully it all runs good. We'll see here shortly.
So my friend Mike, who was there in the neighborhood, actually came over and helped me build the engine, and also is here in this video with me during the actual first crank up and helping me get it going. Huge thanks to him because it helped push me along to doing it. Timing was a little bit out at first, but still, the thing actually cranked up and sounded really good. The only mishap off camera is the oil pressure fitting on the back of the block was actually loose. I forgot to tighten it and it started gushing oil right after the first crank up. But after that, it was good. That engine had great oil pressure.
55 PSI. Hell yeah.
Once again, I did things a little bit out of sequence, doing the engine and kind of mechanical work before the paint body, but I had a lot of fun with it. As you can see here, it was just a great time. Just a time of a young man's life out there beating around in a 4-speed car. Can't get much better. So then I got my head on straight, and it was time for body work. So there I was.
Day of working on the black Camaro, and it's coming along pretty good.
Once again, flip-flops, making it happen.
Yeah, we're gonna see how she comes out. Hopefully, it's a mission success.
So mixing up the paint right now. It's the SEM hot rod.
You can see my gun was struggling so hard to spray out the paint. It was a terrible gun. It was old and not clean, and I just needed to get something new. Here I'm using my friend Mike's gun on the hood. It actually laid down pretty nicely, but I fought my way through that whole paint job on the body of the car, and somehow it still wound up looking pretty good.
1 year, I managed to build and just about complete 2 cars. It's been a hell of a year.
You see my purple Charger there too. Is a little bit of a timeline blend because I was working on both cars consecutively, but we'll get to the Charger soon. But this is here doing the interior. That interior was so nice on this car. I loved the interior on this car. That tan with the 4-speed, little white accents, black carpet. it was really pretty.
So here she is, the completed product.
The car was really comfortable too. I got the power windows fixed, so those worked. Just everything came together really nice on the interior of this car as well as the exterior. You'll see here in a second, I'll show the engine compartment. I wound up doing just kind of like a black and aluminum look. Those really nice mag wheels that I had on the car. Upgraded, you know, some MSD ignition and other things. Flowmaster exhaust. The gold stripe kit on it. Just set it off. And this car never left North Carolina. I sold it right there, right before I moved back to New York. Fast forward, I bought the Charger, my first ever Mopar.
Wipers don't work. Okay. But
This thing was another basket case. It ran, it drove, but the engine was kind of a dud. It was rusty. It was ratty. It was cool as hell, but it needed a lot of help. And that was another huge learning process for me. You can see that smoky old 318. It wound up like spinning a bearing too or throwing some lifters. It was bad. I patched in the roof skin with a secondary roof from the guy I bought it from.
Inch by inch.
Just kind of learning a little bit more metal
Sure is
fabrication
floor.
along the way. Here I am messing around with my buddy Paul.
Only in North Carolina. Got some Bondo down here. All the kids at home. So tonight we're taking the engine out of the Charger, or at least we're gonna try to. Everything's disconnected right now. Just cut off the exhaust manifolds. Got the cross member out of the way so the tranny can drop down. Big Mama coming out.
Yanked that old 318 out. I had a buddy rebuild me a 360. I didn't build the engine that time because I was busy doing the Z28. Here I am doing some prime on the car.
Wet sanding with this very fine sandpaper, some soap and water, and just going over it like this to get it nice and smooth. Charger is staged, primed, wet sanded, and ready to go. Tomorrow we will be painting it. Can't wait to see how it comes out.
Mixing up the plum crazy. Oh, it looks so good. First coat is done. Woo-wee!
Once again, I'm using this crappy beat up old gun. Fought my way through this paint job too. It was a single stage. It somehow wound up coming out really good still.
Hell yeah!
June of 2015, I road tripped up from North Carolina to New York just to show it to my family.
So Mom's at the helm of the Charger right now, and she's doing burnouts in it.
Having a good time with my mom.
Yeah. It's also wet outside, so.
I had to make my absolutely mandatory stop in Times Square and take cool pics of the Charger once again there. And on the way home back to North Carolina, the car wound up getting stuck in some terrible rainstorm and almost got flooded. It was bad, but here it is back at home, finishing the car up. I spent days wet sanding it. My fingers were purple. Everything was purple.
We started wet sanding the car, and right now the car is probably 75% there. Just gotta finish that side of the hood. Yeah.
It had some screw-off cutouts. It sounded loud. The interior was pimp. I loved the white that I did with it. It was so freaking nice. My first ever Mopar. I loved that car so much. It was also sold down in North Carolina. Miss it. And so here I am. Once again, found another Mopar, Hefty. My friend John and I road trip down to Virginia Beach. Bought this car. The guy I bought it from, nice guy, but the brakes were terrible on it. The 383 was kind of hurting a little bit. It needed a lot, but it was tubbed and it was affordable. And I couldn't say no. And this is, you guys know, is one of my most known cars that I have. I just love my Hefty Coronet. Here's my whole crew right before I moved back to New York. The whole lineup. Took some goofy family pictures in the backyard of me with all my car children. There's the Wildcat. I've had that thing since 2007. The whole crew right before I moved back to New York left active duty. There's my brother Carmine, helped me move back up. He road tripped the Camaro while I drove a moving truck with all my stuff inside of it, pulling the Wildcat on a trailer. Then I wound up on Craigslist again and found my 70 Super B. Drove up to Syracuse, New York, bought it, and here I stuck it at my grandparents' house to store it away until I actually had a place to have it. I wound up working for Snap-on, driving their rock and roll toolbox truck, and that was a crazy job. Lots of days driving in traffic. It drove me nuts. I would come home though, my Uncle Joe's, and I would go to his garage around the corner, who was kind enough to let me work there with him, and I started doing the metal fab, body work, paint on Hefty. So up until this point, I think I had done pretty good for 3 cars of my own, but I really started to upgrade here with my uncle. He had a better welder, an actual MIG, instead of just using a flux core like I had back in North Carolina. I bought a better set of paint guns. He was showing me better techniques with body work. I was starting to actually hone in my craft a little bit better because, like I said, the first 3 were pretty much all on my own. And here he was actually there working on the car with me, helping me out. It was a lot of fun, really rewarding.
End of the night, got this all done. Spackling. Build the filler up to this style line and it'll go over it, and then you can take the tape off, then tape off the bottom side and then fill up to that, and then you'll have a high point over the style line and then be able to sand evenly and maintain how straight it is. 3/4 taken care of, and tomorrow we'll work the upper part of it.
Mixing it up 4-1. Here we go.
Roof, trunk are done. The 2, just gotta hit the top of the roof, fix a couple little spots here and there, pull out the windshield. This car is on its way to being done. Yeah.
And here we are at the end of October 2017. Big day. Spraying down some nice base coat. Got those new guns like I was talking about. Really came out so nice.
And that's what I'm talking about. Spray and clear coat now.
You'll notice 94.3 The Shark was playing all the time throughout this video, and it unearthed this nostalgia that I had for 90s grunge metal that I didn't realize was even there for me. And all of a sudden, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, Metallica, Stone Temple Pilots, all these bands that I loved and forgot about were there. At the end of this day, I was so wiped out. I spent all day painting that car, 3 coats of base and clear. I was shot, but it was so worth it because it looked so beautiful. Took it around the corner to go show my family, proud of my work, and then all of a sudden I forgot to latch the hood pins and the hood flew up on me. And you can see here, it bent it backwards, cracked it on the underside. It was shot. Luckily, I went on Craigslist, was able to find a donor hood. Then I got a whole new job offer. I wound up moving to upstate New York. I had to put this on pause. You can see my brother Carmine here helping me load up the Z28. wound up driving all my stuff up to an apartment to start out with the new job, teaching Army ROTC. My friends Paul and Bill showed up to help me unload.
Wild Bill Barna showing up in the Frosty Z.
Still got North Carolina plates, dude.
Yeah, dude. Letting all these New Yorkers know what's up. Though I am one. Oh, she is so dirty and so mean.
So I moved up there with no plan really, and I wasn't going to drive my Camaro in the winter. I wound up on Craigslist and bought this piece of shit Durango for $400. The dude was literally about to scrap this thing the day before I bought it. It valved the plugs all the time and had a huge exhaust manifold leak that would come into the cab. There was no heat. It was a junker, but I love that thing. Here you can see me in my Camaro going to recon the house that I ultimately wound up buying. Then I wound up on Craigslist again. And I found a set of two 63 Dodge 330s for sale. I won it for $2,000. This was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This old drag racer, Joe Mitzia, and his friend went and picked up the cars. Pretty cool. Always wanted
Here
a
we
63
are,
Dodge 330.
pulling a 330 out. She's in tow, and we're heading towards the storage unit, and we're gonna keep her there until I've got my new house.
So I've got my 70 Super Beast stashed at my grandparents' house. Now I bought these two cars while I was living with my mom still, in between the apartment and the house. I was trying to buy in upstate New York. So you can see I just stashed them away at storage units in the Pittsburgh area and also in upstate New York. It just was one of those things. I had to have them, and I just made a plan to be able to store them until I knew I'd have the garage, because that house in Kendall, New York, I ultimately would wind up buying.
All right, we got the 4-door loaded up, moving out. Time for us to be on the road here. Got her in 4-wheel drive and coming on out of here. Come on, Durango. You can do it, baby.
The journey. So it's the same day still. I stashed the one blue 330 away in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I got the black one up into Rochester, New York, stored it away at this storage unit. Then meanwhile, back in New York on Long Island, my Uncle Joe actually helped out a huge bit and painted the hood for me. This way Hefty could be replaced with that new hood. And then I wound up on Craigslist once again, and I found this ratty old 84 Dodge Ram W250, 4-wheel drive, 4-speed. I loved it. It was a piece of crap too, but I wound up using it to haul trees and just do kind of like upstate New York country shit with it. Yee-hoo! Then this great day came along where I bought my house. And this is me showing up for the first time.
That's what I'm talking about, boys and girls. Yeah, baby! We got Billy Joel, Paul, and the Mustang. What else can you ask for? I mean,
this became my new spot, Kendall, New York. This house is awesome. 15 acres of land. Had a big promising feeling about me building cars there. Then I also wound up moving all my crap out of the apartment from just across town.
the important stuff I brought first, of course. Old car parts and toolboxes. Forget a bed. This is what matters, right?
So then I went back home, went to my uncle's house, got the new hood put on Hefty, and then I got that car prepared and got it ready to road trip it back up to the new house in upstate New York.
So after listening to Paul's good advice, we lifted it up.
Questionably good advice. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, jacked it up, then pulled the jack along this piece of wood, allowed it to get back lined up on the ramps. And now, fingers crossed, we actually get it down.
Wound up damaging the lower valence because it fell off the jack after it had skirted off the ramps on the way down. Such a pain.
All cleaned up, much better. Man, that color is glowing. Really, really, really happy with the way it came out. Now just to finish it up. But she's here. Welcome back. The bees in the beehive over there. And that's it, boys and girls.
This is after I road tripped Hefty up to the new house in Kendall from Long Island. She was looking so good.
All right, let's hit it. Overdrive off. Towing engaged. Back tires are turning.
I was just a little worried the back tires wouldn't spin because when I had brought the car up there, it was on a full trailer. This time I was on a dolly, but it did fine. Got this black 330 back to the house, and then I had the full lineup. I had my 63 330s, Super B, Z28, my Mustang, the Wildcat, my 99 Ratty Durango, my 84 Ram. And then I wound up down in Fort Benning, Georgia with my unit, and I got the hots for Craigslist action again. And what do you know? I found Big Bob, my man. I knew that I had to have this big vintage car hauler truck, and I just went sight unseen. I flew down to Grafton, Ohio, and this dude picked me up, told me the truck was good to go, ready to drive it back all the way to Rochester, New York. And it wasn't, though. I wound up having to be there with him in his friend's mechanic shop, lead the brakes together, do a little work on it before I actually hit the road. And yeah, this is the first time this truck ever saw highway miles. It was literally a farm truck. You can see here, bird's nests on it. It was an apple tree hauler. It started out its life in Washington State, then it wound up there in Ohio doing farm work. And here I am bleeding the brakes right before I go to drive what should have been like a 6-hour drive from Ohio back to New York. Turned into a whole lot more than that.
Ready to hit the road. 65 Dodge. Let's go.
We went down to the DMV together. I got a set of temp tags for the truck, put some insurance on it. Here we went back to his farm, paid him, loaded up my stuff. His family waved me off on my way. Got about a half mile down the road, ran out of gas.
So yeah, we made it about a quarter mile down the road, ran out of gas. Guy I bought it from was nice enough to go and get me some more, so waiting on him. And good news is the wipers work, so oh, they were working. There we go. We will have wipage. Look at that. Trying to find the good stuff. And we'll hope for the best on the rest of the trip.
Well, Frank, this is the first time this truck ever saw highway miles, so the best was definitely yet to come.
On the head to Cleveland. Well, here we are in the middle of Cleveland, and the high pressure airline coming off the compressor here going to power the brakes snapped, and now I've got no brakes, so got to somehow maybe get to a Lowe's or Home Depot and try and buy some compressor line and piece it together. I don't know, because it was vibrating and hit against this thing and snapped the copper. So I went to Home Depot, had to about crash this thing, stopped it here on the side of this highway in Cleveland, ran to Home Depot, got these supplies. It said this is rated for 200 PSI, and I sure as hell hope it does. So see if this works. I will be damned. We are getting pressure. It worked. We might be able to get home. God, this is so long. Wow, that's cool. That is cool. Hell yeah. Oh, the buzzer just turned off. That means she's full. That's it. We're on the road, boys and girls. Let's do this. I can't believe it. I can't believe that worked. But she made it back. About 3 in the morning, dark, foggy, crazy night. Can't believe I got this thing home. But she's back. Got it here.
Yup, it sheared the line again on the way back home, so it took about 12 hours to get home that night. Now with Big Bob in the fleet, I decided to get back onto Hefty. Got the hood scoop painted and started doing all the little finishing things that I've been missing out on the car. Then shortly after, I put the Camaro up for sale.
My final
and it was
cruise in the
shipped
Z.
back down to North Carolina and sold there.
Oh, there goes my dust buster I had up on the roof. About to get picked up by the shipping truck here soon. Man, what a journey it's been with this car. Sad to see her go. Finally did a bunch of little things like getting the seat properly secured and cleaning up stuff inside. What a car. What a car she's been.
The Z. I missed that car. It was so awesome, but I went to a good home. So then I go down the road in Hefty once again, and Bonehead over here forgot to latch the hood pins, and what do you know? It flew up, bent it back, and I was back to square one, fixing the hood once again.
Making up for my fuck up. Thank God it didn't get damaged that bad this time. Never again.
You think I would have learned,
3 out of
but
4
nonetheless,
posters set.
a couple weeks
That's one
later,
advantage.
Carmine shows up,
Mixing up
helping
our
me out
creek.
big time. I had been envisioning building this
Come back
3-car
here.
kind of pole barn garage thing on the property.
in.
We surveyed the land, dug all
Very
these
nice and
holes
level.
by hand with shovels, laid the posts, got all that work done, and then later that night, I wound up pulling an all-nighter with him, like fixing things on Hefty to get it road ready, so we could road trip it down to Pennsylvania to go to this Eastwood car show. Did put my wiper blades on, and of course through the mountains at night. It was so foggy I couldn't even see. My Uncle Joe wound up meeting up with us. They had Hefty featured there as one of the cars out front because I used Eastwood's sunset orange metallic paint for the car. It was just a great time, you know, just kind of celebrating the car, hanging out with my uncle, hanging out with my brother, and I even got a little trophy for the furthest travel, which I think was worth it for that foggy night. Found myself on Craigslist once again, $400 special. This thing was going to get scrapped too. This junky old 98 Cherokee. It was a 2-door, which is super rare, roll down window, 5-speed, 4-cylinder with 4-wheel drive. This thing had all sorts of options, and I would daily that thing all the time. It was a piece of crap, but I loved it.
I officially christen you Hefty. Oh yeah, that's a hefty girl right there.
Hefty's plate finally arrived, got it on the car, was enjoying finishing it up and doing a bunch of stuff to make it look better, and then all of a sudden...
So yeah. Kind of don't need to say much because I think that says most about it right there.
Once again, in my excitement, forgot the hood pins. The third time.
Sometimes shit happens. Should I be really angry right now? Probably. Why am I not? I don't know. I guess I feel like I can fix it. I mean, this probably not this hood, but we'll fix it. I'll figure out a way. You know, hot rodding throws a lot of curveballs at you. It's not easy, and we'll get it figured out.
And that's all I could do, just keep going on. So I got back to the garage project. Carmine came up for another weekend. We finished getting all the rafters and all the upper structure of the garage done. It was another really great time. This picture here you can see is pretty much as far as we got together before we had to leave. And then I spent the rest of the winter and fall finishing the garage by myself. And might be smiling in these pictures, but inside I was really struggling. A lot of stuff that was going on in my life at the time. Didn't really work on my cars a whole lot. I just spent a lot of time out working on this garage and kind of distracted myself, and it was a pretty rough period for sure. So I used Big Bob to get the corrugated steel roof. I used the 84 Ram a bunch of times. I had a whole pallet of concrete put in that thing, and somehow the bed didn't fall apart. Big learning experience doing all that construction. Economy was good. Wood was cheap. I built it for less than $3,000, and it was a lot of fun. But then one night, I got a phone call, and I wound up going down to North Carolina to see my friend John's 69 Roadrunner, and I fell in love with this thing. Oh yeah. Mopar baby. So I had to have it, and like I said, this is my friend John, the same guy that helped me buy Hefty earlier in the video. So loaded up, got to the airport, got stopped by TSA for the large bulk of cash I had on me going through. Made it alright though. Got down to North Carolina. Here I am, sight unseen pretty much, just meeting him in the parking lot. Had a car hauler arranged that I had to pick up the car, transported it from North Carolina up to Rochester for me.
Not bad at all. So the Roadrunner is here. Left North Carolina 2 days ago. He's about to get delivered. cranked right up.
Made it in one piece, thanks to my dude Jose. I love this freaking car, and I have been working on it since.
So here we are, my test drive out here in the Roadrunner. Handles like a boat, all over the place. Wanders, pulling hard to the left. It's got air shocks in the back, so it's all jacked up and crazy. It's runs smooth though. Now that it's warming up, you can crank right over. It's just, yeah, it needs ball joints, shocks, springs, you name it. Brakes, pedal is pretty damn weak. Most important question that needs to be answered though, does the old girl still have a little bit of balls? Yep. Still got some balls. What is this large mass of crap you're seeing? Oh, that's body filler. Oh yeah. Look at that. Tasty. It's kind of like a hot rod biscuit. So we're gonna start pulling off the trim around the rear window. Kind of expose what's going on with the glass. Gonna have to pull out the rear glass.
And as you just saw, that's why I named this car the Rust Biscuit Roadrunner, because that big chunky biscuit of rusty Bondo popped off, and it just kind of became part of this car's legacy. It looked really good from 10 feet away, looked great in the videos and pictures my friend John sent me, and nothing against him at all. He told me about the car being rusty, but I did not realize to the level of rust this car really had. The trunk floor pan, the frame rails, areas on the bottom of the doors and fenders. It's a rusty East Coast car. It needed a lot of help. Fortunately for this car, I was the man for the job. I take pride in my rusty rust buckets. You could see how bad the frame rail was on the top there after I repaired it on the bottom. New floor pan for the trunk. Just something about fixing these old cars. I just love it. And you learn a lot along the way. And here's a great day. I had another hood sent in to fix Hefty, and this is when I got back on the horse. I was like, I can't let this car sit anymore looking like crap with my third damaged hood. And I got on it, and I fixed that hood for the third and final time. And I finally installed the safety latch on the hood, so this way there was no possible way for it to ever pop up, even if I forgot the hood pins. And there it is.
It's game time. Time to shoot some paint here.
This was my redemption. You know, I fixed that hood. Now I'm respraying the fender here right in my dusty barn garage thing that I built at the property. I didn't freaking care. No more excuses. Got out there, did what I knew how to do, and stopped making those excuses for myself. And I got the car back together looking amazing.
Oh yeah. She's back. Well, here we are. 1 year later. Finally. Fixed this hood. New hood. Fixed the fender. Looks freaking awesome. I'm gonna drive this car to Carlisle, Pennsylvania tomorrow. 5-6 hours. And hopefully it doesn't break down. But even if it does, at this point I'm so happy that I've got this car back finally. I've still got to finish the interior. Still got to do the door panels, new carpet. But, oh man. Hefty Coronet is back. Back in business, boys and girls. Redemption. Feels good.
You could tell right there I was so stoked and so proud of myself. And then I hit the road. Off to Carlisle I went to show off the car and have a good old time. This time I had nice weather. It was easy coming in, hanging out with my friend Darnell here. I think John was also here. Just a good old time if you've ever been to Carlisle. It's like the Mopar show for the East Coast, and I was stoked to have the car there. Following this, I actually was only there for one day. I had to now turn around from Carlisle, Pennsylvania and drive all the way up to Syracuse, New York to go to drill. And you could see Hefty standing out there among the boring cars of the day. And then I got back to the house and kind of fell back into that slump I was talking about earlier, where I just felt like where was I going in life? My job was kind of a dead-end job. My cars weren't really coming together like I wanted them to at the pace I wanted to, and I just felt like my life really was just kind of going to go nowhere. I didn't know if I'd ever build cars like I wanted to. I had been doing what I always did, just posted on social media, shared my experiences working on cars, and some talent manager reached out to me and said, hey, do you want to try out for this show called Bitchin Bootcamp? And I thought, give me a break. Like, there's no way I'm ever going to be looked at for the show. No one's ever going to pick me. I'm not worthy. I'm just some DIY guy at home. Why should I even try? I told my family about this, and they pushed me hard. They said, Frank, you got to at least try. And they believed in me when I didn't even believe in myself. And I made this video, and the rest is history.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Frank Fanelli. I've been building cars for the last 5 years on my own. 29 years old, originally from Long Island, New York.
So there it was. I'll throw a link up top if you guys want to see the video. It was cheesy. It was just me shot in one take walking around. My neighbors came over and helped me film it, submitted it for my best shot at trying to get onto the show, but I really didn't think anything was going to happen from it. Went back to working on the Roadrunner a little bit and just kind of feeling like, where's my life going once again? I wound up going down to SEMA. I ran into Dave Kindig there. I told him I tried out for the show, but I was just being wishful. I thought I was not going to even wind up on it. And I remember leaving SEMA feeling kind of sad, like I was leaving the place that I was supposed to be, like I was meant to be a part of something bigger. And then all of a sudden, I got a phone call.
If the work is good, you can stay. If it's not, you're out.
Welcome to Bitchin Bootcamp.
After a nationwide search and over 2,000 applicants,
We've narrowed it down to 12 bitchin' recruits.
I couldn't believe myself. The next thing I knew, I was on a plane to Salt Lake City, a place I'd never been to before, and I was among these 12 contestants to try out for the show.
ready?
Yeah, this is a dream come true, man.
Frank, you kind of started off a little on the quiet side. You kind of got put in the hot seat after the exhaust challenge. I saw something kind of change in you at that point. I kind of felt like after you completed the exhaust challenge through the bumper, I really felt like your confidence really got built there, and you just kind of took off from there. I mean, you did amazing on the fender challenge. You killed it on the door handle challenge. I'm just really proud of your work.
I don't know where I'll wind up, but wherever I go, whatever happens, I've like upgraded myself, I feel like. So the new me, here I am.
And there I was in the finale episode, like in the final challenge. I just couldn't believe I had made it that far. I didn't think I was going to even last a single challenge there against everyone else. I learned how to TIG weld literally a week before I came out there. All the things that I had learned, all the skills and just my drive and stuff leading up to that point took me to this exact moment.
Your enthusiasm, your great work ethic is amazing. I say it all the time. I can teach somebody to weld. I can teach somebody to bend metal. But I can't teach work ethic and I can't teach heart. And it's so important.
So, Frank, welcome to Condiga.
I was absolutely stunned, completely in disbelief.
It's a pleasure, buddy.
Could not believe how my life just changed.
This is the coolest thing ever. It really is. It's like a dream come true.
I couldn't wipe that smile off for weeks. Mom flew out. It was both of our birthdays. We celebrated together, and it was just a huge example of you can never give up on yourself and never give up on your dreams in life.
Walking out, last time, last day at work. It's been an absolute pleasure and an honor working here, training with these cadets. Gonna miss you guys, but it's time for my next adventure. So I'll see you guys on the other side of the country. I'm done with it. Done with this weather, this wind, the snow, the wind. Yeah, you heard me. Done with it. Last morning here in Kendall. About to stick the rest of my stuff in the Mustang and hit the road. And of course, it's snowing, right? I mean, why wouldn't it be? Well, this makes a fun start to my road trip. The road is clear, but of course, I've got like 4 inches of snow. The whole driveway and the whole area in front of the garage has to get cleared out now so I can get out of here. So, yeah, because the Mustang's like only 3 inches off the ground. Gotta love it. And the Stang is packed to the gills. Literally just enough room in here for me to sit and drive. She's loaded down, but we're gonna make this road trip happen. with all the tickets along the way for not being able to see. Let's do this. All right, Mustang, you ready for this? I sure as hell am. Let's hit the road.
So I hit the road to Utah in my overloaded Mustang, and it was a wild drive.
Yeah,
First
baby.
time I ever drove out to Utah, and of course, winter time in a 5-speed Mustang like that, it was pretty slick. But I managed to get there in one piece, and it was a really beautiful, fun drive.
So beautiful. Love road tripping across America. Coming up to the Utah state line. Hell yes. We have made it. We are here in Utah. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here at the Utah state boundary. And I cannot be more excited right now to be here. It's got one heck of a friggin' road trip this has been so far. I got another 3 hours to go. We dealt with so much crappy weather, getting through I-80 earlier and having to go off and then take that other route and then wind up on 40 for a while. But I am so excited to be here right now.
Yeah, I made it. It was awesome. Unloaded my tools.
Excited. This is cool. I've, watched the show growing up. Game time.
No more garage paint jobs. This is my first time in a real paint booth, and I was having the time of my life. It was so cool to be there.
Doing good. First time shoeing the epoxy. Things doing really good.
Brandon was awesome to work for. Javier, Brian, a bunch of the other guys, they really took me under their wings and showed me a lot of stuff and advanced my skills in body work and doing stuff in the paint booth I hadn't done before, and it was incredible. I'll always be thankful for those guys and for Dave and Kevin for the opportunity as well.
That was great. That was cool. I've always dreamed about spraying in the booth here. So like every day here, I'm always learning something new, and it's just like every time I get to do something like this, it's more just like living out my dream and doing all the different things I get to learn here at Kindig.
Just a dream come true, living out my passion and just having a great time every day.
It's coming along good though right now. I think we're moving along really well with the hours on the car, and Kevin thinks we should be going a little bit faster, but that's kind of how it always goes, you know what I mean?
Frank is new around here, but he understands what it takes to blast off his brand new career is to make me happy.
How's the bumper looking?
Much better than it was.
We definitely had some fun around there. And here you can see me working on the 65 Mustang. I love this car. It was low, it was wide. Got to do some cool fab here on the bumper fitting into the car. I bodyworked the whole back side of that car, the trunk, the deck lid, the quarter panels. It was great.
Right there. The body lines and everything match up perfectly on the back of this car. Everything lines up the way I wanted it to, and I'm really proud of the way it came out. That's it. Don't drink it. Don't eat it. Wear your masks. If your boots don't match your primer suit, you're not doing it right. Kind of work it a little bit. It's Club Brian up in this. Frankie Fender's in the booth.
Like I was saying, it was always a good time around there. Just had to make every day mean something, and that's what it's all about.
Let's do this.
Here working on this Volkswagen bus, getting it prepped, priming. I loved it. Prime time was like my favorite thing, spraying primer on these cars. For me, that was something that never could
First
get
primer
old.
is now down on this 53 bus.
Take the time, do the job right, and it'll look good in the end. We got the head mueller here in the booth. All the metal work is complete on the car, and so now what we've done is actually gone through and cleaned up all the metal. Get to bare metal for good adhesion for the primers. Then I can kind of move the hood. The lid, I've been corrected. It's a lid, apparently.
Frank's right. It is a lid. It's a deck lid. You can call it whatever you want, as long as he puts it back on the right side of the car.
We obviously got to keep this center peak in line. Don't want to be too high or too over.
I definitely had a soft spot in my heart for the head mueller. I worked both on the metal side, fabricating, and also doing body work and priming on that car. Lots of hours.
I'm happy with it. I mean, it's still a Volkswagen. It's not a muscle car. But, whatever.
The whole time I was working at Kindig, and all those episodes you just saw were being filmed while I was working there under secrecy because Bitchin Bootcamp hadn't yet aired on TV. So my family came out, and you can see here we were celebrating because the show was over now and everyone could finally know that I had been the winner of the show and I was out there working for them. So now at this point, I took some vacation and I flew back to Kendall, and I got the rest of my cars and garage stuff ready to be moved out to Salt Lake so I could move out of the house. My mom flew out. We loaded up all the stuff that I had left there into this budget rental truck. We put the Roadrunner behind it on a trailer, and we drove it 3 days across country together.
Kind of end of New York, near Pennsylvania, and it's really foggy and nasty. But we will continue. All right, got some sleep here on the side of a rest stop, and Where are we? Ohio, yeah. And heading out. Goal is to make it to Lincoln, Nebraska today, and then we'll have 12 hours there, and then 12 hours from Nebraska to Utah.
It was a crazy trip, but we had a lot of fun. Love you, Mom. You're the best.
Turns out the rental does actually have a turbo here in the last western part of Wyoming, and the truck is struggling so hard.
That truck was so overloaded, you could see we had every check engine light blinking and flashing. It was struggling so heavily to get up this hill. We didn't think it was going to make it. And there I was, landed, Rob and Caleb ready to
there were three.
move in with them and start our crazy time together.
Yes.
Yeah! Oh, yeah.
Deconstruction. Getting rid of this. Getting that last little corner out.
Get it!
Hey!
It's Johnny!
So then it was time to take another big road trip. This is road trip number 3 for me going cross country, moving Hefty, finally out to Salt Lake City. Beautiful sights, the car did amazing, it was totally running awesome. I think I got 15 miles to the gallon. I ran into some friends from Instagram all along the trip. It was a blast, and now I finally had Hefty out there in Utah and one more piece of the puzzle.
2 Mopars in the shop. That's what I'm talking about.
Just the usual madness, having fun. My Mustang, sold that car a few years ago. Had that car for 10 years. It was a total workhorse.
Break the fucking crash. What?
The nickname of this car is the Rust Biscuit.
Rob break my balls.
It's time to get this Rust Biscuit stripped down.
And I got back to work on the Roadrunner and started doing some more metal fab.
Traction control is
Yeah.
off.
Okay. Hit it.
Stock revalve.
Hit it!
Mustangs in the wild, baby. Representing the Mustangers. Yeah, we'll just trim these off before we go back to work. We'll be good.
Like I said, it was always an interesting time with Rob and Caleb. Then I wound up pulling Hefty's engine, repainting it, freshening up some things about it. I'm going to rebuild that engine and stroke it out here in a few years, but still, it was running much better, looked a bit better. And I was just having a great time working at Kindigit. Life was going along as it was at Rob and Caleb. And all of a sudden, another really significant thing happened to me.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you a serious question though.
All right.
Who do you think owns that Coronet? And do you think I could get a date with him?
Sorry, Kev. I was instantly off the market because I met this little fireball. Love jumped up and bit me, and she flew out to New York with me to road trip to Buick across country together after knowing me for a month. My future wife right there.
Hot dang! Woo! What a life. Hell yeah! Riding down the highway, doing 64. Alex let me rise pigs and I want some more.
It's so much fun making memories, everything from getting lost out in Chicago to just the car doing amazing. The only issue was the headliner ripping. Alex stitched it up for me. And I had the Buick in Utah now, and it was so much fun. We just got to know each other even better. Alex gets me fired up. We're always having a good time together, and our shared passion for cars is definitely something that glues us together. Here you can see we bought our 99 Cummins. That truck is awesome. We've used it for so many things. And at this point here, I moved in with Alex officially, which became our future home together. Left Rob and Caleb, miss you dudes, but it was time to move on with life and become an adult.
Garage back there.
We'll have a shop built in the yard eventually, but for now it's good. A few months later, I took Alex for a ride in Hefty. We went down the frontage road that we first cruised on the night we met, and I got out, pretended like there was a problem with the car, made her come out, and got on one knee and asked her to be mine. We did it again. This was cross-country road trip number 5. Alex and I flew from Salt Lake to New York to go to my house in Kendall to grab my last 4 vehicles. And this is honestly, in my opinion, I don't like to brag too much, but the most incredible coordination, determination, road trip feat that I've ever seen. We had Big Bob there, an old rickety farm truck that we had a car hauler come, put the Super B on the bed of the truck, not knowing if it would even make it, drove the truck 5 days across country, while at the same time we had new wheels and tires coordinated to be put on the truck. We also had a car hauler come meet us and move the 330s across country, and all this stuff happened at the same time, and it was just wild and amazing fun time. So if you guys haven't seen that video, I'm throwing the link up top. You gotta see it. Well, here we are. Back in the old place in Kendall, New York. The house still looks great. It's sold, so the mission is, as of course, even if I didn't sell the house, got to get the cool cars and trucks back over to Utah. I'll have to excuse the fact that I can't speak well right now because we didn't sleep at all on the plane, so I'm a zombie. But anyway, Big Bob is pretty much ready, or so we should hope, to make this trip. My friend Will came over and is a superhero and kind of strengthened up the bed on Big Bob a little bit. So now we've got support areas here, some anchor points to actually put down the ratchet straps over the wheels, some extra strength to give structure for where the car is actually going to ride and sit on the back of the bed. Sturdied it up a little bit. Again, this truck comes from Washington State, and then I bought it from Ohio, and it was hauling trees and apple trees and stuff its whole life, so it's built to haul a load. The original 2-piece wheels on here, I was looking into potentially getting new tires for it. It doesn't make sense to do that. So instead what we're actually doing is I've got a new set of wheels and tires that are getting shipped here into town. The wheels are already here. The tires are on their way. So hopefully by Monday the tires are here. They can mount the tires and the wheels over in the shop. We'll drive the truck out there, take these old things off, keep one as a spare just in case we need it on the road, and get the new wheel and tire combination mounted up on Big Bob, and not only be cruising safely down the road, but it should actually drive way smoother because these old 2-piece wheels with this, probably 2-ply freaking garbage tube tire is just chunky and clunky going down the road. It's like right on a Clydesdale. What we've got in here is the other part of this amazing journey, my 70 Dodge Super B. This car, many of you may already know, I purchased, I think 3 years ago, and I haven't got a chance to start working on it yet because I'm always just doing a million other things and traveling around the country and moving here and moving there. So one of my dream cars here, I've got it. It's got to get back to New York. So Alex was just like, well, let's just get it on the back of Big Bob. Like, I bought Big Bob so I can transfer cars around the country, but it's just not ready yet. The back of the truck isn't quite set up to do that just yet. There's no ramp. But then we're like, you know what? If we can hire a guy with a rollback to come out here, pick up the Super B, stick it on the back of Big Bob, and if Big Bob's bed doesn't break, we can use him to do what essentially I want to do with the truck for the rest of its life. So we're going for it. So the Super B is going to get picked up after we get the new wheels and tires on Big Bob, put on the back of that truck, and you're going to have the coolest looking 65 Dodge D500 riding down the road, green machine with this original paint, top banana 70 Super B on the back of it, and it's just going to be so killer. Other cars in here, my two 63 Dodge 330s. These cars are awesome in my opinion. A lot of people might not know about these or have really ever seen them. They kind of got a big, funky, ugly grill up front, but I think that's what makes them look so cool. And I'll show you the grill when I get the four-door here pulled out. I bought this from an old drag car racer in Pennsylvania near Pittsburgh. $2,000. I was on eBay one night and I was just poking around. I've always wanted a set of Dodge 330s, and I saw a pair and I was like, there's no way I'm gonna win this for 2,000 bucks. And no crap, I won both of these cars for $2,000. Holy crap. Are you kidding me? I pumped it, what, twice? This truck has not ran since October 2020. That's October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. 7 months. I swear to God, I literally just got in this truck, pumped it twice. Big Bob cranks up. Big Bob said, we're doing this. Big Bob said, put the Super Bee on my back because we got this. We were both shot and delirious. We had flown a red eye the previous night and got no sleep, so we're prepping the 330s, Big Bob, for this whole road trip, getting them loaded up all that day. And we went until like midnight and then woke up the next morning pretty early and we got the truck in to go get the new tires on it. It was just a lot of work. And then we hit the road after that. Oleg is here, but his trailer's a little bit long to get in the driveway, so he's gonna unload one of the vehicles he has on his trailer, and unfortunately, again, he couldn't get it down the driveway, so we're gonna push the old 330s out to the road where you can kind of see him out there.
No, he shouldn't. He probably could, but he's just bigger.
Hell yeah!
And so we just pushed out the 63 two-door and the other one's in the driveway.
Yeah, keep going.
Nice.
Good job, guys.
Yeah.
We do together.
That's it. All right, here they are, loaded on the trailer. Next time we see these two, they'll be in Utah. We are on the road with Big Bob heading into downtown Rochester to go get the 6 new wheels and tires put on the truck. It's a really sunny, nice day. Rested up last night, and hopefully everything goes to plan. The new wheels go on nice and easy and they fit good. And tonight we should have someone coming over with a rollback to get the Super Bee back on the bed, and that's about it. The other 2 cars are on the road right now with Oleg, our wild driver, and looking like a beautiful day. We'll just try not to eat too much of the mouse poop in here before we get the interior clean. Here's our new wheels and tires. Oh yeah. Look pretty damn nice on there. I like it. Bye-bye, old dry rod. Hello. Oh, yes.
What's the tires for out of that?
The old wheels and tires. We're just keeping the one that was, it's okay. Hey babe. We're keeping the one that was the best out of the 6, which of course is the one that didn't want to give us lug nut, as our spare, which hopefully we'll never need to use. Okay. So far,
Rockport, New York, where I spent the last 2.5 years before I moved out to Utah working at SUNY Rockport. Driving over the Erie Canal. Woo!
So what is that?
Those are peacocks.
Oh,
I love them. They're so cool.
Keep on coming. To the right just a little bit. Perfect. Come straight. You got about 1.5 feet. About stop right there. This is so crazy.
Awesome.
I have been envisioning this exact moment in my life for so long. Oh. This is happening right now. That car is gonna go on there.
There you go.
Perfect.
Sweet.
Great success.
No way. No freaking way. Wow. That is so cool.
They were meant to be together.
They were meant to be. Looks like it's pretty sturdy. I'm not hearing any cracking. So the last and final test now is I'm gonna get in the truck and back it up and slam on the brakes, and hopefully it doesn't fly off and kill everyone, because it's better to do that now than on the highway. So without further ado, let's try it. Huge shout out and thanks to our friend Mike for coming out from Buffalo and helping us load up the car that day. And my wife Alex, I love you so much. We had so much fun with this.
Yep, that actually happened last night. The Super Beat is on the back of Big Bob, and this road trip is a few steps away from happening. Another huge behind the scenes thing is a thank you to Will here, who was a guy that I knew on Instagram but never actually even had met, and he was local in the area. He showed up before we even came out there, fixed some rotted areas and weak areas on Big Bob's bed and made it safer for us, lent us some tools and left it there for us to be able to use before we head out. So just, the car community is amazing.
Babe, what are we doing right now? Driving, okay. How you feeling? We're getting there. Slowly but surely, we're getting there.
The steering was way sloppy. We were averaging about 58 miles per hour. Sloppy old leaf spring suspension. Big Bob consumed like a quart of oil every gas stop that we made. It was a sight to see going down the road. We made sure we took some time to stop off and see some friends we had made on Instagram too. Here visiting the guys from Noel Automotive. It was a good time. We also ran into a bunch of other buddies along the way and just made the most of this road trip.
A little cold here in Iowa, and we need to keep the window open to get fresh air from the exhaust fumes, so this road trip is not measured in miles per hour, it's measured in smiles per hour.
Ain't it the truth? Here we also met up with our friend Kale And then we also ran into Kevin and Mook, and it was just a blast hanging out with everyone and making the most of this trip.
Out here in Lodgepole, filling up Big Bob. That's the only gas pole they got out here. And it's a little slow, but again. Babe, we did it! That's right. That is right. We made it. We are here at the Utah state line. Holy crap.
So we made it back in one piece, and this is definitely one of my most proudest automotive accomplishments.
See you, babe. Have fun. So long.
We continued having our usual fun, but then we got pretty serious and we did something extra big. And that was it. We were husband and wife. We went off on our honeymoon. We had a great time, and we came back. The puppy Stork had visited us, and there's a little boy, Elliot. And shortly after that, we got working on Alex's Duster, and I really started working with Roger for the first time.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's go. Come on. Why'd you stop? We got to get all the way to the machine shop. What do you think, Elliot? Yeah. That's right. We're going to do this. We're going to do this.
And up until this point, my engine building experience was limited and my machining experience was none. I'd never been in a machine shop before, so to work with Roger and to learn from him and see what he's been doing for the last 55 years on his own and kind of just be in total sponge mode, it was so much fun.
Okay, ready? Yeah.
Here you can see we stole the 440 out of my Super Beast so I could give Alex the crankshaft out of it. This was a little wild adventure too. Roger set up this rig and just yanked it
Yeah,
out.
you're good.
Okay.
Keep going.
Keep going?
Yeah, you're good. Woo! Alright, that's good.
Fucking the cutest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Look at this.
And now we are decking our 440 block, getting this thing nice and square and true up top.
It's a little before of our garage at home, and then some after, kind of decorating it, painting it, getting it all set up and making it work good.
That's fit time. I think we did it right over here. And then taper them out. All right.
NFL teams to turn to cold water washing with time. Your uniforms get dirty.
Okay, you got her?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on your snout with both hands. Okay. Okay. Come forward. Okay, rear you down, Frank. All right, that's good. We're home.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, I'm all here. One or the other, huh? Okay.
She's in.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
Hold it again. Okay, turn it around. Take a little pressure down on this. Be right with you. And give her a tip. There you go. Look at that. All right, that's enough. You had it from the dark side again.
I gotta match Roger.
Yeah,
My
there you
shredded
go.
Shirt.
To the camshaft and the actual crankshaft, they're going to be locked in, and wherever one is turning, the other is. So that's what degreeing the cam is going to do. We learned so much with Roger building this engine, and it was such a great experience for the both of us that we could just never forget.
Wait, I gotta push the button.
Push the button, babes.
Damn, I don't want to get out of here.
Top right.
Scared.
Showering the axle on Hefty, it was looking great. We drove her down to Matt's for our first time together in Vegas, got a little award, and then we wound up talking to a friend and came available for a 69 GTX that we couldn't pass up. So this is us road tripping down to Southern California to buy it, and that was such a fun trip too. We took our dog Odie, and we had such a fun time together.
Come on. Who else has got a wife like this, huh? That's what I'm talking about.
Hands down the cleanest, nicest car I've ever bought, and I can't wait to crack into this thing and get it restored one of these days. Got to finish up my 69 Roadrunner right now, Alex's Duster, and probably hit this GTX. A few months later, Alex came across this badass 78 Power Wagon on KSL. We went and looked at it and fell in love with the thing. If you guys have been following us recently, you've probably seen quite a few videos of us working on this truck. It's a super clean, original paint truck, and we're stoked to get it done.
Looks good, babe. Oh, babe, what you got us into now? What are you doing? What are you doing? Get back here.
We pulled a late night deal at the dealership, and Alex found the Durango, and this became our family mobile.
Babe, what you got there?
A boiler exhaust.
Finally.
Heck yeah.
I think this Durango sound amazing.
It sounds so good.
Heck yeah. Yeah!
Sweet victory. Hell yeah. Sounds so good. Okay. Yeah, babe. Oh, it's the evil Viking mobile. Woo!
High RPM and those sort of things, less resistance that you can have to a certain point.
Right.
Is a great thing.
Heck yeah.
And if this is seasoned up, what it's doing is trying to push the piston one way or the other, and it's just trying to slap back and forth in the cylinder. Next thing you know,
Got the skirt slapped on the wall.
yeah, and they can actually get the point where it can bend a rod or just raise havoc with everything. Premature cylinder wall wear, and makes for great on happiness.
Yeah.
Kaboom!
is freeze. Way cool.
Then we wound up in Southern California again over at our friend Scott's.
she
We bought
comes.
this badass 71 Demon.
That's good. Get it, babe.
And did you know the Hemi Orange is a metal flake color?
I didn't.
Now, if that isn't the coolest thing you've seen all day, I don't know what is. Woo!
We're already blowing out all the crap out of the intake and our key, and wish us luck. We're already running out.
Oh my god. That
Good job, babe.
wasn't as good.
It's
but
okay.
Cool.
You're doing good. I think you're ready to weld this piston on here.
Sweet.
Let's do it.
Cool.
Happy birthday in
Happy
April.
426, babe.
Oh, it's 426. That's right.
Heck
Yeah, that's right. Happy 426.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Oh my goodness, babe.
Man, this is beautiful.
These are amazing.
It's like,
Don't stop.
I'm not
away.
trying to.
Bubble wrap.
God dang.
Then I found my 69 Super B. Jeremy came over and delivered it. I fell in love with this car. Super ratty, all sorts of different colors and shades on it, but I just wanted to have it so bad. It's a 4-speed car originally. It's going to be an awesome thing when I get it going.
What was that?
Get to the chopper.
Who else has got a wife like that? There you go, babe. Even with Odie in the car.
Oh, body.
That's right. That's an Alex powered Duster right there. Forget the 440, we're going with you.
Poor mama.
That's right. Mopar Mama power. All right, don't let it go running off the driveway now.
You good?
Perfect. Odie, stop her on a dime, bro. Oh, the parking brake still works?
Yeah.
Oh. Mint. Good job, babe. She's coming. All right, sweet. Now we've got our fuel pump installed and seated.
Things got a little more serious once again, and Alex and I had a little bit of a change in priorities, you could say. We had something amazing on the horizon. We slowed down with the cars a little bit. We finished some renovations in the house and got prepared for our son to come along with us. But we still wound up acquiring a 71 Roadrunner. Coming down. And the Roadrunner has landed. Heck yeah. We did it, guys. She's on the ground. Way cool. Push the low side, so just gonna kind of fight it. Is the 440. A whole bunch more stuff during the summer, but then something huge finally happened. Harley came to us, and I was a dad, Alex was a mom, and our life has taken off into a whole nother new amazing direction. So we still have a whole lot of cars, a whole lot of projects, things to do, builds to complete into the future, and there are days where I sometimes get frustrated that I'm not finishing them as fast as I used to when I look back, but then I remind myself I work to a new higher standard right now, which takes more time, and I also have a family now, and Harley's gonna get to work on all these cars with me as time goes on, so it's really just a benefit all around. So once again, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Appreciate all the support that you guys always give the channel, the comments, the kind words, just everything about this is amazing. I love sharing what I do here on the garage with you guys all the time, because to me, this is it. I love cars. They're my thing. I always have. I always will. We're looking forward to the next 100 years now for Fanelli Restorations. Thank you guys once again.